Okay, so in order to make R&B beats for Fridayy, I would start off with a nice chord progression similar to this one right here. And the way I was able to get this sound by choosing a preset called Crystals inside Mark 1. So in order to achieve this sound like this, you want to play a chord progression in the key of G sharp minor. Start off by going from E minor to F sharp, then going to a G sharp minor. For Fridayy chords, you kind of want to go with R&B emotional chords. I would then go ahead and add an EQ. So whatever sound you're using won't be as sharp. I would go ahead reducing some of the high, low, mid frequencies, just so it won't be as sharp, and add some reverb because I noticed Fridayy uses a lot of reverb. Go ahead and put it like at 2%. I wouldn't maximize it all the way. Next thing I would do is I would add maybe some pads to create more emotional feel to this. I used a sound in these chords right here. And for this sound, I used a sound inside Analog Labs called Split CS Pad. I also reduced all of the high frequencies and all of the low frequencies because I just wanted that mid-range section. Like, I don't want these sounds to be crashing. This made perfect sense to do this. I also brightened up the sound inside Analog Labs because I knew I was going to EQ it already anyways. And if you're going to go for a third sound, I would add maybe like a lead sound, something that's a little bit more sharp that can just put the beat together and kind of going to be the main melody in a way. In this instance, I went for a lead called Gaseous Lead, and it sounds like this. Now this lead is a stock sound inside Logic already. Just go inside Alchemy and just go to Gaseous Lead, just add a little bit of EQ, remove some of the high frequencies, low frequencies, boost it up the mid-range this time so it can have space right there. I forgot to mention one of the cool features inside Alchemy, it has sections on the bottom where you can manipulate the sound even more. For instance, this sound was on bright. I went to Phasery. I really enjoyed how that sounded a lot better. We all know that Fridayy's very common thing is using some vocal chops, very subtle in the back. Now for this example, I used some vocal chops that were already inside a sample pack that I bought from Kavi. So now I went ahead and used these vocal samples right here. I used two different vocal samples and used them in my liking. I would recommend to add some EQ and filter out some of the frequencies depending on what your liking is for the vocal chop, and I would add some reverb to this for sure. Now for the drums, I went ahead and kind of wanted that Drake type of vibe, so I went with some toms hitting every other 4 bars, and the toms sound like this. I used a step sequencer in Logicpro for this one. And for these toms, all I did was added a little bit of reverb to blend in with the mix. As for the kick, start a 2 kick pattern in the beginning by going pop really fast, as you can see right here. Went ahead and EQ'd the kick a little bit, reduced a little bit of the low frequency. Then I went ahead and added the regular cowbell or the R&B bell that we hear in a lot of R&B beats. Added a little reverb and it sounded like this. Now for the hi-hats, I wanted to go with something very simple. So for every 4 bars, I went ahead and added 2 split hi-hats, another 2 split hi-hats, and added like 3 more and then 2 more at the end, and it sounded like this. For these hi-hats, all I did was EQ them a little bit, remove some of the low end frequencies, and I boosted up a little bit of the mid, but then lowered the high frequency. Next thing I did was added an open hat, and it went like this. That's pretty much self-explanatory. I had to create more bounce. That's the reason we use those open hats, because you wanted to hit boom right before the snare hits. Then I wanted to add kind of like a percussion instrument to act as a snare. I wanted to add like a little percussion every other 4 bars, not every single 4 bar, maybe like every 8 bars, if that makes sense. So I went with this percussion right here. That was literally just hitting once, like that was it. And all I did to manipulate this sound is just reduce some of the low frequencies, a bit of the mid and a little bit of the high frequencies, but added some reverb, and it's just blending right in with everything. Last thing I added was a sub bass. So I went ahead and went to Trillion and used Big and Clicky 2. I kind of have this option already for most of my beats anyways. I just reduce some of the depth and decay, and it creates the sound that you hear right here. And I basically just followed the basic E minor, F sharp, and G sharp. That was about it. Now, if you enjoyed this video so far, I want you to hit the like button, as I really appreciate it. If comment down below, thanks for these videos, keep doing them. Until next time, stay blessed and stay positive. Let's play the beat in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.